I am a Lularoe consultant currently in the queue. I wanted to make this video to share with anyone who's interested the information I gathered before I joined the queue. I'm calling this video the Know Before You Row. So I have here my little paper of questions that I wrote down before I talked to my friend who currently does Lularoe. I heard about Lularoe through one of my best friends from elementary school. Her and her sister started their own independent consultant with Lularoe. When they very first started, it's been over a year since they started, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see where they go. I thought the clothes were cute. I didn't personally own anything yet, and I just was excited to see where they went. But I thought, oh, that's not for me, but I'll see how it goes for them. And I've just watched them over the course of this past, little over a year, and I've just seen them become so successful. I've seen them both quit their day jobs and make Lularoe their full-time source of income. So I kind of wanted to just, like I said, go over these questions that I had because I feel like they're pretty common questions that someone would have before starting Lularoe. And just so you know, if you don't know what Lularoe is, it's a clothing brand. I'm wearing it right now. What I'm wearing right now is called a perfect tee. I'm wearing the perfect tee and leggings. And they sell all different types of things. They sell t-shirts, leggings, dresses, workout pants, kids clothes. They even have a men's line. So anyways, that's kind of a synopsis of what Lularoe sells, and then they just rely on people like us to sign up and be direct consultants, and the consultants buy things wholesale and sell at retail. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about questions and concerns I had before starting Lularoe. Of course, my very first question that I had was, what type of investment would be required of me? And for right now, I'm just going to talk investment as in buying what you'd have to pay to get your initial inventory. Currently, Lularoe offers a couple packages that you can purchase to start. The one that I think I'm going to do is the most basic package, and it's about $5,000. And with that, you get just over 300 pieces of clothing, and they're different, variety of different styles. You don't get to choose which styles that you will carry first. They basically just pick it for you, styles that are most popular. And so that's kind of nice because if you've not sold Lularoe before, you don't know what's most popular. So it's kind of nice that Lularoe will just pick those styles for you to start. So anyways, yeah, you're looking at about $5,000. You can purchase, as soon as you get your call to sign up, you can buy whatever else you'd like. You can order whatever else you'd like in addition to that package. So, initial investment, $5,000 to get your inventory. And we'll talk more about other costs, other startup costs later. The other question I had from my friend was, so what's involved with startup? Pretty much, you have to decide the name of your shop, which can be anything from just your name and Lularoe. So like my shop could be called Heather Young Lularoe, or it can be something like, people come up with cute names, lots of different cute things you can do, or you can keep it simple. It doesn't really matter. I think it's however you want to make it. You need to gather supplies, and there is a waiting period from where you send in your paperwork to when you can actually sign up. Currently, the waiting time is ranging from 6 to 8 weeks. So from the day that you submit your paperwork to become a consultant, you're looking to wait about 6 to 8 weeks before you actually place your initial order. At first, when I heard that, I was like kind of bummed because I was ready to get started. But as I've really been immersed in getting ready, I'm kind of appreciating that extra time I have to prepare. So my other major question was, how long until you start seeing a profit? Now, this is kind of a loaded question because it just depends on what you're looking to do with your business. For my friend and for me, I'm looking to create an an income that my family can live off of. So when I talked to my friend and discussed these concerns, she said that for them, they did not actually pay themselves for about 3 months, and once they started their business. So they just took everything, and I don't know exactly what percentages they did, but they didn't pay themselves. They invested it all back into their business. So you really just have to decide what you want personally out of this, and then you can go from there and discuss what percentages you need. It depends on if you're taking out a loan to start the business. You would want to obviously take a percentage of what you're bringing in to pay back that debt, along with investing in more inventory so you can continue to sell, and then potentially paying yourself. Another thing to consider is setting aside a little chunk for taxes. Depending on where you live, you would need to take that into account. You don't want to end up with a big tax bill when you report everything. But yeah, I'd say generally, depending on how dedicated you are, you would look to be getting paid something within the first few months. My friends, in their experience, they were able to start paying themselves, a couple $1,000s a month after the first 3 months, which, in all honesty, starting up your new business, that's pretty quick. A lot of times when you start a new business from scratch, you pretty much have to plan on not paying yourself for a year. So that you can build that business up. And so that's a nice thing about Lularoe is the company, the brand is pretty much already built up. You just have to build your personal facet of it. So another question that I had was, what kind of expenses besides inventory am I looking at? And again, that varies from person to person. It depends on your preferences, what you want your business to look like. For me, it was important to me that I got a mannequin. So, I want to get a mannequin to display the clothing on. I want a backdrop. I want a lighting kit, because what I put out there is what is going to draw people to my business. If my clothing isn't photographed well, people may not be drawn to it. Though I have heard this stuff pretty much sells itself. But you do want to, keep the integrity of the Lularoe brand. You would need to take into account that you'd have to purchase shipping supplies. Now, you can get a lot of free stuff just from the post office, or you can create an account on USPS and have things shipped for free directly to your door, like padded envelopes and flat rate boxes and things like that. You will need to invest in some poly mailers, which are available pretty much anywhere. You can just Google poly mailers. So you'd want to invest in those. They're pretty cheap. You may want to invest in business cards, a logo for your specific business, hangers, clothing racks. I'd estimate you're looking at about $1,000 on top of your inventory investment. That's basically what I'm planning. And it depends on if you need to get a business license for whatever state you live in, all of that. I'm guessing about $1,000 would be enough. So you want to make sure you take that into account when you're budgeting, if you're able to start or not. Another question I had was, does Lularoe have monthly dues, or do you have to pay like membership fees? And the answer is no. The only thing that Lularoe requires of you to keep your consultant status is that you place an order of a minimum of 33 items per month. As long as you're ordering 33 items a month, you will retain your consultant status. Now, 33 items is not very many items. You will easily be able to meet that quota every month if you're pursuing this as a good income. So you don't need to worry about that. And then, of course, my follow-up question was, well, how much is an order of 33 items, just for reference? And it depends on what you're ordering. You can pick whatever style of clothing you'd like to order and however many you'd want in whatever size, but each item has a different price. So all of it depends on which item you decide to carry. One other question I had was, how often are you paid? You're paid based on when your customers pay their invoices. And generally you get paid 2 to 3 days after they submit their payment. And Lularoe encourages everyone to go through their invoicing system, Audrey. And when you go through that, your payments are deposited into your bank accounts directly from there. So it's kind of nice that it's all included in the company. How is there still a competitive market for new consultants? This was a big question that I needed to answer before I joined Lularoe. Like I mentioned before, my good friend, my best friend that was doing it, she had been doing it with her sister. They started their business like over a year ago, as I said, and I kind of felt like, is it too late? Did I miss the rush? Is it oversaturated, and is there still a market for people that are just beginning? The thing about Lularoe that makes it so intriguing to me and that gives me confidence in the decision I made to become a consultant is when you become a consultant, like I've mentioned before, you get to pick the type of clothing item you want, the style. You get to pick the size, but you do not get to pick the print. Lularoe buys a certain amount of fabric. They make a certain amount of clothing items out of that specific fabric, and then it's done. It's gone. And so they're constantly making new things, and so everything looks different. And since you can't choose the style, you can't say, okay, I want 4 red shirts. You can just say, I want 4 shirts, and you get what you get. And so nobody's really in competition with each other because we're all getting different items and different looks. So one thing might appeal to one person while this other thing will appeal to another. So, it's in customers' best interest to be a part of many different shops so that they can get the best selection. That's why I love this, because you really aren't competing. It's not like other companies where you're all selling the exact same thing. Everyone has something different to offer. And I really like it too, because I feel like it gets us all out of our comfort zones, because as a consultant you want to try new things as well. So there's something that I may not ever try, like this outfit I'm wearing right now. I wouldn't have picked it. My friend sent it to me and I love it, and I would have never thought to pick these 2 things. So I'm grateful that it kind of encourages us to try new things. Okay, the biggest thing of all that I wanted to know before I signed up was, what if I hate it? What if I'm awful at it? What do I do to get out? My husband and I always joke, we're like, you gotta see, as soon as I get into a room, I have to see the exit so that in case things go wrong, I know I can go. And I was very comforted with the way Lularoe handles this. So Lularoe will buy back any inventory that you don't want. They'll buy it back at 85% of what you paid, which gives me a lot of comfort, because if I don't like it for whatever reason, I know I can get out without, being crazy in debt. Also, consultants want to buy your items. There's a constant demand for these things. Your inventory is, very valuable to other consultants. So it's very easy to make back what you initially invested, maybe even a little bit more, selling it to other consultants. So that gave me a lot of comfort, just to know if something went wrong, or say it had nothing to do with whether I liked it or not, but I, physically was unable to continue. If a tragedy happened, or I got sick or something like that, I know I can, find a way out without having, all these clothes and nothing to do with them. Again, I don't see that happening. From what I've heard and what I've seen personally, that this company is very unique in that there's just a high demand for it, and it bridges across many different audiences. You see older women that are, buying this product, as well as younger people, younger women, and I really feel like I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'm already so excited. I can't even tell you. I swear I eat, sleep, breathe Lularoe. I'm pretty sure all my family is like, okay, Heather, we know you're doing Lularoe, but I'm just so excited. One thing I really love about this company is that it's so empowering to everyone who is a part of it. Like I mentioned before, so many people that I know personally do it and have found such amazing success. These women started doing this just for themselves, just to have something to do, and now their husbands have quit their jobs. They're doing this with them full time. I see friends doing this, building their businesses together, and I just see all the women and even men that are a part of this that just seem like it's such a confidence builder. People come away from these sales and the interactions between the Lularoe consultants empowered and feeling better about themselves, and I love it. I absolutely love the idea of inspiring others to be their best selves. That's kind of like one of the main things that drew me to this company, is when I watched my friend, she's always been generous and kind and caring, but seeing her have this outlet where she's able to actually give to people in a way that I want to give to people really makes me excited to be a part of this. And I just wanted to share with you these things that I've found, the answers that I found to my questions, in case you are sitting there wondering the same things. I'd be happy to answer any other questions that anyone else has. If you want to comment below, or feel free to email me. My email is heatheryounglularoe@gmail.com. If you're sitting there wondering, is this for me? Is this something I can do? If you even have a tiny little inkling like you might want to do it, you should definitely look into it further. Like I said, I'm happy to answer any other questions that you would have, but it's an amazing community of people that want to help each other succeed, and that's something I love about it. And if you are too shy or nervous to ask, just keep watching, because I am going to post everything from the start on of how I do with this business. So please, I encourage you, keep tabs on me and see what happens, because I'm excited to share it with you. I am grateful to you for watching this, and hopefully it answered some of your questions, and we'll see you soon. Bye.